Hello, this is Isabel Monzo, and this is my Science Center. The theme of the Science Center is States of Matter. And so in the center of our board, we have a quick summary of what a solid is, what a liquid is, and what a gas is. And then we also have some graphics to show a visual of what we mean by the different states of matter. Right here in this yellow box, we have our physical science standards. And so the first half is the Common Core standards that these activities touch on. And then the second half is the NGSS standards that the activities will be going over. So let's get into this first activity. The first activity is going to be in the upper left-hand corner, and it's called States of Matter with Crayons. And so what this is you have some crayons. Either you can do broken crayons you don't need, or you can do a fresh pack of crayons. It's up to the teacher. And then you want some silicone molds. I chose circular ones because that way no children are fighting over a specific shape. They all get the same shape. And it's really easy. There's no drama. And so what this activity is all about is it's talking about how a crayon can go from a liquid wax, be molded into the crayon shape, and then we're going to discuss how it can be melted again and how it can return back to a solid when it cools, and it can be in a different form. And so that is the main thing about the activity, and there's a lot of discussions and asking students what do they think, what their hypothesis is. So that is the essential summary of that activity. The second activity is down here at the left-hand bottom section, and it's called sensory bottles. And for this one, you're going to have 3 small plastic bottles. You're going to have gold jingle bells and silver jingle bells. And what this is it's giving a different visual of how molecules look in the different states of matter. So for the solid, you would be filling the bottle all the way up to the top, leaving no room with the jingle bells. And then for liquid, you would be filling the bottle up around halfway. And then for the gas, you really only have 2 jingle bells in there. And throughout the activity, you're discussing how you think the molecules would move in a solid, in a liquid, and a gas. And these sensory bottles just give a visual, and they're able to kind of feel like they would be able to feel the molecules almost. And that's a fun activity. And for this activity, I also added a little extra step, which was to add an observation journal. Now, this observation journal can be in a college ruled notebook, any kind of notebook, but I really want my students to get in the habit of recording what they're observing and become little scientists. So for the rest of these activities, at the end of each activity, they're going to have like a little observation journal where they will record what they learned, what their questions are, what they felt, what they saw. So moving on to the third activity right here in this orange one, it is balloon bottle. And so what this one is you're going to be filling up a plastic water bottle with, I believe, vinegar and baking soda. And then you're going to put a balloon on top. And what this is going to create a chemical reaction, which is going to create a gas. It's going to create, I believe, carbon dioxide. And this is going to blow up the balloon. And in this, we're going to be talking about the chemical reactions. We're going to be talking about how, in a way, you can visualize gas. Now, we can't really see gas. It's very clear. We can't see it. But this is going to give a visual of a different way that we can see gas. And we're going to see it through the way the balloon blows up. And so that was the third activity. And again, they're going to write in their observation journals what they saw, what their hypotheses were regarding how the vinegar was going to react with baking soda. So yeah, And then for our last activity, I thought it was a cute, really fun one to kind of maybe wrap up the unit of states of matter. And this one is a root beer float activity. And so you're going to have your soda, your root beer, which is the liquid. You're going to have ice cream, which is a solid. And then when you combine those two together, it's going to create carbon dioxide, which is a gas. So you're going to get all three states of matter represented in this final activity. And again, you're going to discuss with your students what's going on, and they're going to write in their observation journals. And then for an assessment, I actually found an assessment, a formal assessment for this activity, and it looks like this. And in it, it says, what's the matter in root beer floats? And they're gonna have a little prompt, and they're gonna just briefly write down and fill in the blank type of thing, and talk about what they saw with this activity. Now we have other assessments that can go along with the rest of these activities, including the root beer float one. And so we have a states of matter one right here, and this can kind of go with the Jingle Bells bottle sensory states of matter activity. And right here, what they're going to do is they're going to draw some circles or molecules right here that would represent a solid. Then they would write or draw what they would represent as a liquid, and then they would draw what they would represent as a gas. And so that's an assessment to see and make sure that they understand what a solid looks like, what a liquid looks like, and what a gas looks like in a molecule form. And then the next two activities or assessments look like this. Here's one that looks like that. And what it is they're going to color in these squares. And they really only need half of a page for this assessment. But what they're going to do, they're going to color it in, and then they are going to cut out these squares, and then they are going to glue on in the proper column what a solid is, what a liquid is, and what a gas is. And it goes the same for this paper as well. It has the exact same graphics as the other assessment. And then they're going to color, they're going to glue on in the proper columns. So this is my Science Center, and I hope you enjoyed.